Hey folks, Randy here with Doing Cut and Trim. So I've had what I like to call a bad day. I've been sick. I actually my coughing was so bad I woke up at 2 o'clock this morning. Didn't fall back asleep till 4 and had to be up at 5 because all the stuff I had to do this morning. Get to work, start mowing. I had 17 on the schedule for today, and hit the first lawn. Everything's fine. On the third lawn, the PTO on my mower just stops. The blades just won't spin. They won't even try and spin. And this has kind of been an ongoing issue for a while, where it's been like they'll kind of and it seemed like when you bounce, like that would kind of set it off, and I don't know. So I ended up today. Actually, thank God for my wife, man. She ended up coming out and helping me. And so we ended up doing 14 of them. Got done around 2 o'clock, and I came back to the shop because I gotta get this thing fixed. I called my local dealer, and they were gonna, the soonest they could look at it was a week. So I started looking at it, just started following wires, testing stuff out, and so if you look here, you see that? Most of y'all know how this stuff works. That's not supposed to be like that. Now I just kind of messed with it to see. This was not in at all. It was barely, like, it was like, like halfway out. And so I got a feeling this is what's causing my problem. What I think is happening is that connection got loose. And so when I would hit a bump or a bounce, and it would like disconnect from the system, and that would cause everything to stop. But then, it would once the bouncing stopped, it would kind of come back in contact. So I'm gonna excuse me, I'm gonna clean up that connector. I'm gonna reconnect everything. I got a feeling that's gonna solve it. Oh yeah! That's all it was, dude. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. The amount of money a shop would have paid me to figure that out. Oh, I'm so proud of myself right now. Oh, good job, me. I'm going to post this on a Wednesday because this happened on Tuesday and I want to tell everybody about it as soon as possible. So happy right now. Oh, man. Just got to put back the little control panel that I had and good to go. Dudes, I cannot begin to tell you just how much of a load off my shoulders that is. I just went ahead and mowed my yard with it just to make sure that everything was working, and it is. It's amazing how, like, it really is true. Like, I can't remember who told me this, and they probably said it differently, but when you're trying to repair stuff, always look for the simple things. Like, always look for something simple, because usually that's what's wrong. And so that's what happened here. I was like, there's got to be a connection loose because like in my head, whenever I would hit a bump, like I would lose power in the blades, and I was like, so in my head I was thinking there's got to be a connection loose somewhere. And then when it just went out completely, I was like, ooh. So I was going through it, like trying to find where either like some wires had, were like shorting each other out maybe, or like a connector was loose, or the what do you call it? Like maybe the fuse had blown, or I don't know. And while I'm going through this, I start looking at the ground, and I didn't even notice the loose connection on the ground. I actually just was looking at the ground. I was like, well, I wonder if maybe it's all rusty there, and maybe I'm not getting a good ground. So I was actually going to unscrew it and pull it off, and that's when I noticed there was a lot of metal sticking out from the plastic connector on the ground. And I was like, what? And so that, and I realized that thing just pulled right out. And that made sense. When you're hitting those bounces, that wire was kind of, basically the wire was just kind of basically touching. It wasn't actually held in. And so when you hit a bump, it would, jostle the wire and it would come loose. And so, once I got that wire back secured in there, it was working perfect. So, man, that is such a load off. Because, when things are going wrong, you start getting dumb. Like I'm like mowing these lawns. Like we did 14 with a Toro Time Master, and I'm like walking there, and I'm like, maybe I should finance a mower. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't pay my mortgage. Maybe I should just go buy a machine on Craigslist. You know, you start thinking stupid. You know, and you got to recognize that when you're in a bad situation or like a problem, you got to recognize that when you're thinking with your emotions, you're not thinking smart. And so I made the decision, especially after the dealer told me it would be a week before they could even look at it. I made the decision that I was gonna go home, finish all the mowing that I could do today, and then go home and figure out what I needed to do to fix the machine. And that's what I did. And it ended up being only I was only working on it for like 2 minutes, and I found it. So, oh, thank God. Whew. Like I didn't even know. Like when I started recording, I was like, oh, I bet this is what it was. Like, but I didn't actually know. You know, because like sometimes people like, I'm not saying I've ever done this, but sometimes you like test to make sure you know what you're talking about first before you hit record. But I was so confident when I saw that, I didn't even bother doing that. I was like, I'm just gonna hit it now because I know that's what it is. So I was really proud of that and really excited, and I just wanted to share. So it's Randy with Doing Cut and Trim. I am in a very good mood right now. I hope you're having a good day because I am. So have a good one.